Hey guys, this is Heretic and it's Friday, June 11th, 2021. And in this video, I'm going to go over the Development Diary new season map mail that we received recently in Lunar Kingdoms. I do assume that everything in this mail will apply to both Lunar and Solar Kingdoms other than the start date. Right now, I know that in Kingdom 10, in Solar, we don't have Season 2 on the schedule, but I assume that it's coming soon. All right, so let's go ahead and start at the top of the mail. The first section is the event schedule. In this section, they're just saying that the Season's Eve began on June 7th. All right, in Section 2, Season's Eve, the previous version of the Season's Eve phase of the Season's event was just way too long. This time they've streamlined it so that you get to the actual map and action much quicker. All right, that's what they're saying here. Part 3, this is the big one. This is the meat of the mail. All right, number 1, an alliance truce functionality has been added so that whenever you set the truce function, no one can attack your buildings, your towers, or your fortresses. And you can use this to block or keep your position when you're offline. While you can use it for that, at the same time, while in truce mode, you can't build a new building or continue building something that you've already started until that truce period is over. What is not clear here, what is not in this mail, but is 100% certain, there will be a duration to this truce. It's not like you can set the truce and then go away for 3 days. Most likely it will be in the neighborhood of, let's say, 4 hours, like an alliance shield. And it'll have a cooldown, so it'll keep alliances from having this perma block on everybody. But it will give them and you time to rest and not worry about losing your progress while you're asleep or at work or you're at school or something, for those 4 hours at least. All right, part 2. The timer to join a new alliance has been completely removed. Awesome. This way you'll be able to jump over and help other alliances take a castle or fight off another kingdom that's invading. You'll also be able to go into and then join back to your alliance to get into Nether Wars, to get into the Excalibur invasion, KVK, any other event like that, to do your portal or whatever. Okay, number 3. They're increasing the number of free cross-area teleports you get each day to reduce the amount of gold you had to spend. All right, so just to make it a lot easier to get around and not spend all of your gold, because people were quitting the event over the amount of gold that they were having to spend just to play. All right, number 4, you will no longer be able to protect an area by placing like 100 towers or fortresses in the way. And they did this, well, we did this too, because while we were gone, people would come in and, knock down one of our towers and kind of slow down our progress. Or we got to the gate, and on the other side of the gate, Alliance came in and they were able to remove us fairly quickly. So the only way to keep that from happening is we had to keep placing more and more and more towers and fortresses just to keep an area. So now they're gonna make it so that you can have a max number of towers or fortresses in a given area, so within a given radius. All right, number 5. When you build a tower, now you'll always have a chance to summon the Tower Assaulter, which was a really fun break in Season 1. And it's a good way to get a lot of resources. So, if you're building 100 towers and you're getting 100 of the assaulters, that's quite a bit of, food. Number 6, in the new round of the season map in Season 2, you'll be able to get daily resurrection coins just from doing normal things on the map, like doing barbarian runs or killing monsters or farming resources. So you'll be able to get a lot of coins to be able to, get back into action quicker. All right. Number 7, you will be able to, and your opponents will be able to speed hit towers and fortresses when they're touching. You still have to touch territories, hives. You'll still have the reduced march speed if you're attacking a player, though, that's in their own hive. Number 8, they've lowered and capped the amount of crystals that your alliance can get in a single day. This will effectively slow down tower placements and progress at the beginning. Well, throughout. Number 9. This is a big one. Demolishing buildings will go much faster now, and the duration of the season map event will be reduced. So it's not going to be forever like the last one. Number 10, and this is another big one. The emphasis now will be on, for points, will be on capturing buildings and not as much on PvP. But what they're actually doing here is to reduce the amount of point sharing that people do on the map. So what was happening in Season 1 is you'd get an alliance in one kingdom, an alliance in another kingdom that were friends, or they would set up rooms and become friends, and they would they would trade points. So someone would set up, an encampment or something, and then the other alliance would hit it, and they'd get some points, and they'd go back and forth. What KOA is doing here is reducing the need for that, or the ability for that to really affect the overall points, which is a great thing. All right. Number 11, better rewards. All right. Like that. Number 12, abandoning castles and towers will take 24 hours now. That's a good one. Number 13, here they are preventing people, and I did this too, from cross-area teleporting, killing a few people, and then returning to your original area. Now you'll have a cooldown before you can shield and port to the original kingdom, the original area. So this will just kind of, if you're going to go out and attack, you have to plan for this battle frenzy. The same thing happens in Kingdom Raid. So they're bringing it over here. So I think it's a good thing. I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing. Number 14, whenever you're sending a march across regions on the map, it'll be slowed. So what was happening is you would see someone farming on the other side of the map outside their hive, and you could speed hit them, all the way across the map in a region that you can actually get to, but not in the region that you're actually in. Now they're going to slow that down. So that's good. All right. So those are the changes coming for Season 2. I'm a little excited. I like the fact that they're reducing the amount of gold that you're going to have to spend. They're making it a little bit easier to recover. They are increasing some of the fun parts while reducing some of the more tedious, boring parts of seasons. So tell me what you think. Leave a comment. Let your friends know about the channel, as always. And I'll talk to you again soon.